Welcome back to AWS DevOps Lokesh YouTube channel, and welcome back to AWS Shell Scripting and Linux series. And kindly subscribe my channel for better videos, upcoming videos like Kubernetes and Terraform. So I'm going to do on this also. And today actually we are talking about Docker mapping. So let me start. Kindly share my channel and subscribe. So let me share my screen. Yeah, is it visible, Yashwant?
Yes, sir. Yeah, yes, sir.
Fine, that's fine. So last class, what we have discussed? We have discussed about Docker hosting, right? Like, so what are the types we can able to share? So volumes, how can we create the volumes? And what are the types of volumes, like what are the ways how to share the volumes in between host to and container and container to container. So these we have discussed last class, and today we are going to discuss, I think this is not saved yet. That's fine, no problem. Okay, no problem, fine, that's not a big deal. Fine, we'll talk about today. We are going to discussing about Docker port and mapping. Okay, so what is port and what is mapping? Okay, let's see. I think you know, right? Docker port. So not only Docker in it EC2 AWS EC2 you have seen ports, inbound and outbound
Yes, sir.
ports, right? In same way
Yes, sir.
here also we are going to discuss. There is some topic about ports and also mapping. Mapping you have seen, right, in Route 53.
Yes, sir.
So that is little different and this is different, but there is uh, some synchronization, like almost little similar. Okay, I'll try to explain. Let me try to connect here. Again it is stopped. Yeah, yeah. iPhone. So right, so what is exactly Docker port? 1 second. I don't know why it is troubling. 1 second. Yeah, it's taking time, it's taking bit time always. Yeah, anyways, try to bear. Now we are talking about Docker port and mapping. Okay, we'll talk about these two topics. And actually, for suppose this is your laptop. Okay, just keep it like this. In generally, how we will connect by, actually this is your base machine. Maybe if it is your Windows machine, Windows. On top of Windows machine, you have logged through AWS. Okay, by using browser, you have logged in AWS EC2, right? This is AWS EC2. On top of AWS EC2, you have pulled a image like Ubuntu, for suppose. You have pulled a image from Docker Hub, right? You have pulled the image from Docker Hub, right? So this is what, actually this is minimum basic starting. Okay. So on top of this Ubuntu machine, create a container. Okay. You have created a container. Okay. This is for suppose this is for web application. Okay. Like web container for suppose. Okay. So inside of this container, so one application is there. Okay. So that is called as HTTPD. Okay. On top of the container, once your container get ready, so after that you will be inside the container, right? So inside the container you can run any kind of applications. Okay, if whether it is Nginx, whether it is Apache or Tomcat, or what, Apache Tomcat or HTTPD or any kind of application, any kind of like MongoDB or something, any kind of application you can run continuously on top of this container. So this is a main advantage. Okay, you can create a, you can write the code and you can create the application on top of this container. This application will run. Okay, for suppose we have HTTPD. So in previous also we have seen, right? So in AWS also we have seen www.google.com, that is like HTTP, like where triple W and
Yes, sir.
HTML, right?
HTML, yes, sir.
And something like
Index.html.
index.html, like that. Okay. So this service, for suppose, you know, if it is Red Hat family, so we simply, one second. If it is Red Hat family, okay, it is called as HTTPD. HTTPD. Okay, if it is Debian family, if it is related to Debian family, we can simply call Apache or Apache 2. Okay, something like this. So it is related to Red Hat. That's why. So HTTPD is a service. Okay, it is a service and also it is a service, right? So we are going to
Yes,
keep
sir.
one application inside of the container. Okay. So here I have a question. Okay. For suppose, in AWS we used to have port, right? Inbound and outbound ports, right? So we used to
Yes,
have
sir.
a port and also IP address. By using IP address, we used to log in, or by using IP address, if somebody want to hit, if somebody if I can share my IP address to somebody, so we, by using that IP address, he can able to access the site, right? So after
Yes, sir.
this site, maybe we will domain mapping and all. That's, we will keep it aside. By using public IP, we can able to access the site, right? But here, there is different scenario. Small change will be happen. For suppose your laptop, your personal laptop, maybe some other or somebody, maybe Sham is there. Okay, his laptop is there. Okay, he have some IP address, right? So for
Yes, sir.
suppose, so EC2 have port, EC2 have port, right? In generally, we have seen in AWS, we have open inbound and outbound rules. We have open ports. Okay, but here there is different, like container, any container. For suppose you have a IP address here. EC2 instances have public IP address, right? This is public IP. But in container, container do not have any no public IP. Okay. Container does not have any public IPs. Right? Container have private IPs. Okay. But container does not have any public IPs. Okay. No public IP for container. If container does not have any public IP, so how to use? This is the question, right? So to address this issue, okay, so we have called mapping. So before this, I have one more thing. So in general terminology, in general, so we can talk like if container, for suppose this is a container, right? In this container. So in general, EC2 instances we have. In this EC2 instance, we will use public IP, and it will publish this IP will be published to the public, right? And Docker container does not have any public IP. Okay, here it is a big major problem, right? So we don't have IP address, but my application is inside of container. What is the solution? So this is a issue. This issue we have to solve. So, but container does not have any IP address, but it does port. Okay. At the same time, EC2 does port, right? We can map by using these two. Okay. We can map these together. You understood? We can open container port and also EC2 port. These two ported, by using these two ports we can able to synchronize, or we can able to map together. Okay, it communicating each other by using ports. Okay, for suppose, okay, what is a port? Port may be 80. Okay, this may be 80. Okay, so for suppose I have a IP address, right? I have IP address in my system. For suppose by using this IP, I need to connect with a port 8. Okay, IP address colon port. By using this, we can able to access like this. It will go through like this, and it will process, and it will request whatever your request is there. That request. One second. Okay. What is this? Anyways, for suppose you have requested something. Okay, you hitted your public IP source, suppose. So how it will works? It will go comes to the response first EC2, and EC2 through EC2 it is already interconnected. It will go to container. It will whatever request is there, that will request to process, and you will get output like this. You understood? So this is the way. So we have
Yes,
to
sir.
it will run. This is the way. Okay, so for suppose like IP address, whatever IP address my local machine. Okay, and colon, this is port. So this is the way. For suppose 190.160.80.20. Okay, colon 80 like this. Okay, it will connect like this. Understood? So what is exactly, there are concept like expose and mapping. So these terms are important. These two terms are important. Expose in the sense, so through so we have to expose our port. Okay, exposing in the sense we are keeping it in public, like container port through exposing base machine. This is base machine, right? Okay, through container. Okay, we are exposing container port. whatever the container port is there, we are exposing it through base mission, right? That is exposing. Mapping, mapping in between, mapping in between container to host.
EC2.
Yeah, EC2. So this is actually we are mapping together. So these two like this. Expose in the sense we are exposing port. Understood? So, but here container should not get stopped. For example, okay, I have set everything. My service is running HTTPD. So on top of this, some application is running. That's fine. For suppose after setting all these things, you exited. Understood? If you exit this, what will happen? Application will not work. Application will not work if you exit from the container. Okay, it is also issue. So that reason we have other concept. So let's get into like we will try to create the container and images. Okay, okay, one by one we'll do this. So let me try to close this. One second. Okay, yeah, that's fine. So why it is getting, I don't know how to delete this. Okay, no problem. That's fine. Okay, let me try to log in this. Paste. Okay, it is disconnected. I'm trying to connect this. Enter. Okay, so we are into base machine host. Okay, sudo su hyphen, right? So now I'll try to check images. Docker images. Enter. So these are all images, right? LK Cloud Tech image,
Yes, sir.
Ubuntu, volume image, something, and some other image which we have pulled from Docker Hub, and other one is AWS image and DevOps image. These are all images which we have created earlier. Okay, so last class. So let me try to take a Ubuntu. Okay, so for suppose I need to create here, I need to create one container. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so which container? This container name I have not given. So earlier while I'm explaining, so this name would be, this container name would be like for suppose web, related to web application we are talking. So I'll keep web 1. Okay, web application 1 like that. Okay, web container
Yes, sir.
1, like any name. For suppose let's create a container on top of Ubuntu image. Docker run hyphen it hyphen name. What is the name? Web,
Web 1.
yeah,
Container
web
1.
container application, for suppose like this. Okay. Yeah, okay, this is the name. Okay, so hyphen p, see this, you have to just remember this. Hyphen p means port. Okay,
Okay.
8080, I'm just giving like this. Okay, and what is the image? Ubuntu, right? Ubuntu, no need bin bash. Okay, but still bin bash. If you don't give also no problem at all. Enter. See this? Where we are?
Inside the container, sir.
Yeah. Let me try to exit. Docker PS processor. Okay. Yeah. This is the way. See? This is the way we have created earlier. Is it correct? Huh? But
Yes, sir.
now what we will do is, so in general, we used to create like this earlier. We used to create it, but whenever you create like this, you directly entered into the container. Okay. But if for suppose, if you exit from here, for suppose, did you see? After exiting, what happened? That container is not there, right? We are not inside the container, and also container is not working, not running. Is it
It
correct?
stopped, sir. Yes,
Because
sir.
we have not started, and also we have not attached. Is it correct? So that is the
Yes, sir.
reason. So for this, to overcome this, for suppose if there is an application inside of the container, it will be a big issue. If application not run properly, you will get plenty of complaints from the customer. So to avoid this, what we have to do, we have to keep the container in detached mode. Even if you detach from, even if you are not inside the container, also it should work. For that, see this is the command. Run after no need interactive terminal mode. Instead of interactive terminal mode, we have to keep td. Okay, terminal detached. Understood? So I'm going to keep container name 1 for suppose like this. Okay, and create. Where I am?
Inside the container, sir.
No, I'm not inside the container. I'm in root.
Root, yeah.
Okay, earlier I was inside the container. See this. Earlier when I run
Yes, sir.
interactive terminal mode, I was in container. Now I have detached mode. I have ran my container, new container on top of the Ubuntu image in terminal detached mode. That is the reason container got created, but I came outside. Let me check whether it is running or not. If it is not run, it's not working, which means Docker PS. Is it running? See this?
Yes, sir.
Even if you are exit from your root also, it continuous, it will work. Continuous, it will run. So you can be very clear, like, so you can be very cool. No problem at all. Because your application working background. Understood? So this is the way we have to detach from the container. So if you are attaching in the sense continuously, you have to monitor. You are always need to start and stop and attach. Got it? Start and attach, start and attach. You have to do all this exercise. So this is the way we have to detach. So I want to see which port exactly I am. Okay, for suppose I have given a port, right? See this, man. I have a given for port, but
Yes, sir. Root.
plenty of applications will be there. Like plenty of containers will be there. So out of which, if you want to see your port, for suppose there is a command called docker port. Simple commands. Docker commands are very easy. Okay, and also container name you give. If you don't remember container id. Okay, for suppose see this, right? This port is yours 80. Okay, this port
Yes,
is
sir.
your system. Okay, that is the way. So let's what to do is let me try to go inside the container for suppose. Okay. So normally uh, earlier, what is the command we have used for go inside the container?
Docker
So
attach, sir.
earlier what
Star
I'm
can
asking is, earlier if you go inside the container, what is the command?
like a Docker run -it we used, sir, or a Docker
Docker
start and
run
attach.
-it is for creating the container.
Yes, sir. Docker
Docker build
start.
is for building the Docker file.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Docker, if you want to go inside the container, so my question
Docker
is,
attach.
yes, earlier we have used Docker attach. Okay. When container is not in detached mode, we used earlier we have used Docker attach and container ID. But here it is in already working. Okay. Whenever it is not in start condition, we have attached, but it is already running. Why should I use attach? Am I right? For suppose if I want to use Docker attach for suppose web container one, right? But
Yes, sir.
for if you exit,
It will be still running, no, sir.
one second, it's not reporting. It's a bit slow. 1 second, let it work. Always troubling this laptop. Mm, 1 second, Yashwan. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
So Docker PS, it's running, right? So
Yes, sir.
whenever your container is running, at the time you should not use Docker attach. So at that time you can use Docker execution, Docker execution, interactive terminal mode, and also what is a Docker container web. Okay, Docker attach command should be used whenever Docker is in stop condition. You understood? Before
Yes, sir.
go inside the container, we used to have start manual commands like Docker start. After that, Docker attach. We used to use like this. Okay, but it is already running command. So running container. So Docker execution -it interactive terminal mode and also container ID we have to give it like this, bin bash. So this is we have to use for running containers. Understood? Okay. So I'll try come outside, exit. Okay. Let me try to check Docker PS. Okay. That's fine. So whenever if you exit multiple times, also it does not stop your application in production. This is a main important. So multiple times you may exit by using Docker attach, you go inside. Okay, but if you are in attached mode, okay, if you are attached mode, you are always you should be in a container inside, so you can run the application. The application, Yashwant, just remind this. Okay,
Yes, sir.
application works whenever you are inside the container. Until you are inside the container, your application will run normally. Okay, but whenever
Yes,
you
sir.
exit, okay, your application will not work. Okay, for this only, so we have used interactive terminal, sorry, terminal
Terminal
detached mode.
detach. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So by doing this process, what will happen? For example, if you are continuously exit and stopping the application means, so you are, if it is in production for suppose, okay, so applications always have a trouble and customer will raise the complaints. One time, two time, they, one time, that is, that too less time, it is really negligible. But if it is continuously frequently, it will happens in production, you will get a lot of issues and complaints. That will be a big headache for DevOps people. You understood? So to run this smoothly without any disturbance, um, we have to log in detached mode and also exec mode, execution interactive terminal mode. You understood? So okay, fine, let me go again, let me log in again, right? Enter. So I'm inside the container, is it correct? Right? So
Yes, sir.
apt hyphen get update, is it work or not? Let's see. Oh, sorry, I'm sorry. It's working, right?
Yes, sir.
So I will try to install a package, apt hyphen get install Apache 2, suppose. Apache 2 is for Debian family, right?
Yes, sir.
So Apache HTTPD, let's try this. Yeah, it's working. Yeah, is it not working? Package HTTP has no installation. Okay.
I think Apache 2 will work, sir.
Yeah, let's try this. Apache 2. Apache 2 hyphen Y. Fine, it's working. And next, what we will do is we'll create a file. Okay, we'll create a file inside the container. Okay,
Content. Yes,
let's
sir.
see this. So inside this container HTTPD, we will create a file. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so let's try to do this. Okay, I don't know why it is coming. Anyways, no problem. So what to do is, let me go inside CD, where this is default one for HTTPD.
Yes, sir.
Triple
Where
W, yeah, HTML.
HTML.
Enter. Okay, index.html is there, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what to do is I will try to uh, override this cat. I don't know what it is inside. Let me check this. Something is there. Maybe if this is
Apache is
default file, I
default.
will override this. Okay,
Yes, sir.
default one. Welcome to Apache. Something it will get, but I don't want this. So otherwise, we can also do changes. No problem. Mm, so 1 second. Let me check what is there inside. Okay, this is a big HTML file. I don't want to do this. Cat normal simple file I need. Okay, I don't want any complications. And index dot html. Okay, uh, what something I'll write here. Mm, welcome to AWS DevOps location. Okay, so that's it. Control D. Okay, it came outside.
Yes, sir.
Next. Next. Okay, let me start the service. Service Apache 2 start status. I'll check. Apache 2 is not running. So let's start the service. You see this, right?
Yes, sir.
Start. Let's start the service. What it is error? Is there an error? No, right? Let me check
No, sir.
again. Yeah, it is running. So we can do Nginx also, not a big deal. Okay, you will try with Nginx, Yashwant. You can try
Okay,
with
sir.
Nginx. Okay. So what to do is let me go inside of let me try to take IP address of my EC2. Okay. So I will take IP address of EC2. Okay, that's fine. Let me try to take this IP address. This is my public IP, right?
Yes,
Right.
sir.
So I'm going to paste this in browser. Paste. Okay. Enter. Okay. Let's try with this colon 80. Something running behind backside. Control V colon 80.
Sir, in AWS, we have not allowed the ports, no, sir. Will it work?
Hmm.
In EC2 instance, inbound and outbound roles.
I think it's opened. I think so. Let me check. Let me check that also. If it doesn't work, we will check there itself. Okay, let's go there. So I think it's opened. I think so. Not sure. Let me check. Inbound rules. I'll check. Okay, security. Let's go to security. Okay, security group. Inbound rules. Oh yeah, you're right, man. Thank you. Okay, I will allow all traffic. Okay,
Yes, sir.
from anywhere. Okay, not a big deal. So save rules. So let me try to hit again. It's working, right? See this?
Yes,
Welcome to
sir.
AWS Logistic YouTube channel, which means we get a application inside the container. Okay. For suppose if
Yes,
I
sir.
exit from the container also, see where I am in inside container. Exit. So let's try to hit the. Is it here or there? Here it is. Yeah. Let me try to hit. Yeah, it's working. You understood?
Yes,
It's working, right? So again I will
yes, sir.
refresh. Yeah, it's working. So which means in detached mode application, if you exit from the container, so this application continuously run without any disturbance. So that is a way applications running in Docker. Okay. So like this you can run number of applications.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
on top of any one image. Okay, for suppose again. So I'll try to create other file. Let me try
Yes.
to create
Sir,
another.
if we try to stop, sir, here, if we stop the container, like Docker stop,
Intentionally, if you forcefully, if you stop the container, definitely it doesn't works, right?
okay, okay, sir.
Background, for suppose Docker PS background, it should work. Okay, but if you exit from the container without your presence, physical presence, so you are not doing anything. Background, the
Yes,
process is running itself. Okay,
yes, sir.
so in detached mode, it will work. But in attached mode, when you come outside, and when you exit from the container or when you exit from the host, this application will stop itself. You can try. Okay.
Okay, okay, sir. Okay.
Normal start the container, normal attaching container without in detached mode. So it will exit. Okay. Whenever you exit, application will exit. Application will not works. Understood?
Yes,
So
sir.
let's create a different file. Let's create. Let me go inside the container again. Can you please navigate me Docker? New command.
Docker ex ec
Execution
exec
shortcut.
exec
Okay, execution.
hyphen id
Hyphen ID.
container name
What's container
web
name?
web yes,
This one only, right?
yes, sir. Bin bash.
Yeah, simple only, right?
Yes, sir. Simple.
Yeah. Bin bash. I'm just removing this. Let's see. Bin bash not required. Hmm. Actually, it is not required, but still okay. Execute a command in a running container. No problem. So, anyways, that's fine. I'm inside the container, right? So, what is exactly CD? Where? Sorry, triple W HTML.
HTML.
Enter. ls. So one file is there. I will create other file. Cat. Sorry. Lokesh dot html. This is custom. Okay. I'm trying
Yes,
to
sir.
create something and enter. So I will write here. Hi. Hi Lokesh. Hi. No. Hi. Welcome to Docker series. Like this. Okay.
Yes,
This is
sir.
for testing only, right? Right. I'll come outside. One second. Okay. So I'll try to go inside again. Okay. I'm inside. One second. See, two, right? So we have
Yes,
two
sir.
files. Okay. So for example, two applications for suppose. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So I want to see Lokesh HTML. You need to mention explicitly clearly dot HTML. So for suppose, I'll tell you one thing. So let me try to close this. Delete. See this, guys. Yeah, yeah. You see this, right?
Yes,
For
sir.
suppose if you keep 80, it is default. Okay, this is default.
Yes, sir.
Even if it doesn't mention also, it will work with the IP address. Understood? But
Yes, sir.
but for suppose I just have created lokesh dot html. Is it correct?
Yes,
Right?
sir.
So it will not work on 80 port. For this, I need to assign other port. For suppose 81 or 82. Okay, something like this. Okay. For example, I have some containers like container 1, container 2, container. It is lagging, right? I can't see even. So container 4. So something like this I have. For suppose first container, it is default, which has taken 80 port. Second container, you cannot use the same port. You have to change the port number, something like 8080 or your other whatever you want. Okay, and container 3, for suppose I have taken 81. For container 4, I have taken 82. So like this, different ports you have to mention. You understood? Okay, so in this case, how you have to mention means IP address is fine for this default one. For this, you have to mention IP colon 8080, this port. Okay, so for this, IP colon 81. For container 4, IP 82 you have to mention. So it will works like this. For suppose in this case, in this case, so if I mention 80, again same it will take. This one only will take. Again it will display. But whatever the content which I have written in this lokesh.html, if I want to publish this, if I want to see, you have to use explicitly, you have to mention like like if you have a port, you have to mention along with that. You can, or else you can keep like this. uh, where is that? Yeah, like this. For suppose if it is 81, like this, or lokesh dot html, something it will get. Okay, it will work like this. Okay, when if it is a default, it doesn't matter whenever you mention or not. But if it comes to other ports, you are explicitly you have to mention like this port, IP address come port. Okay, so this is how. Okay, you understood? For suppose, let's see, shall we shall we keep mm, 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 mm.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah,
Sir, but location.html is in the same container, no, sir? Like container one only.
but port is different, right? I'll come. I'll one
Okay,
minute.
okay.
I will
But
go
while
back
create
to the
container
previous.
only, we given port, no, sir. While
I'm
creating
coming back.
the
One second. Actually, that picture I wanted, so that's why I'm going back. That's fine. I'll create another one. Struct. Okay, that's fine. So for suppose I'm telling, for suppose, uh, so this is our laptop. For suppose, okay, this is EC2 instance, right? On top of this, Ubuntu is there. What is what is going on again? Okay, Okay, this is Ubuntu. Okay, so on top of this I have created one container. Okay, this container already 80 we have given, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and for EC2 instance I have opened 80, you've seen already, right?
Yes, sir.
So this will map together, which means this will map together like this. Try to understand. It's going like this, it's not in my
Yeah, yes,
control.
sir.
See this, it's not in my
It's
control.
lagging.
Sorry for
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I'm trying to give my best for doing this. So it will map like this. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so and whatever system IP is there, so whenever you are hitting someone, so that will connect with this. Okay, so EC2, and it will get response like this. For suppose lokesh dot html you have created in same container. Okay,
Yes,
it's
sir.
fine, but I have not mapped it. Okay, so I will open other port this for this. Okay, I will change other port. Actually, 80 port I have opened for default, right? Okay, EC2 for example 82 for suppose. Okay, so 8082 port. This is the port. Okay, so IP address. IP will work like this. This 8080 is common, right?
Yes, sir.
This is default 80 is working. If I open like this, so it will work like this.
Yes, sir. But we are assigning the port number only for container, no, sir, but not the contents inside
Actually,
applications.
no, that is not done actually.
Yeah.
I just only explained
Okay. Okay, sir.
something like location.html, but for this whatever which we have created, it doesn't work so. So currently whatever the file which I have created, location.html,
Yes, sir.
this will work for only 80 port. Understood?
Okay. Okay, sir.
This whatever the 80 port is there, that eight for location.html also 80 port will work only, because it is
Yes,
in the
sir.
same port. It
Container.
is working on
Yes, sir.
same port. While we are creating something container, we have explicitly mentioned 80 port like this.
Yes, sir.
Understood?
Yes,
So
sir.
whenever while you are creating this also application, you need to mention at the time.
Okay.
You
Okay,
have
sir.
to do like this. Something what is the command which we have given earlier? So docker run -td, something container name, and base mission port and Ubuntu port we have given, like base mission port and container port, I think so we have given.
Yes, sir. Hyphen
Yeah,
P 80 hyphen 80.
yeah, port we have mentioned.
Yes, sir.
But if you have other file, you have to run again that also with the application. So shall we go and clear along with ChatGPT?
Yes,
So
sir.
what is the time now
Or
exactly?
we will try,
Almost
sir.
10,
It's 10:30, sir. 10:30.
which means around 1 hour, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Shall we close this and can we connect after 5 minutes?
Yes, sir. No problem.
So we have another concept called Docker Hub and all. So we'll continue. Okay, I will work later.
Yes,
I
sir.
mean, my works I will keep later. And if I mention Docker networking, if I explain the Docker network, and if I finish this topic, Docker will complete.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So
Yes, sir.
let's disconnect and we'll connect after 5 minutes. Give me 5 minutes. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
All right. So I'll keep as it is all these things except recording. Right. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Okay.
We'll see you in next class.